I already made a top 10 philosophy fails video, but wait, there's more! I'm entitled to my opinion. Sometimes when their beliefs are questioned, people get a little defensive and say, well, I'm entitled to my opinion, but this is actually not relevant. Being entitled to your opinion just means you are allowed to have it. There is no topic about which you must not think. And there's an interesting Kantian discussion to be had about why that is, and why you're entitled to your opinion. But notice that whether or not you're allowed to have an opinion is completely irrelevant to the question of whether what you're saying is true or moral. If your response to questions and criticisms is, I'm entitled to my opinion, then you may as well say, I have a driver's license, for all the good it'll do you. Just because you're allowed to have an opinion doesn't mean that anybody else or you has any good reason to believe it. And crucially, being entitled to your opinion doesn't make you immune to criticism. Yes, you are allowed to believe whatever you believe, but nobody's beliefs, be they mine, yours, the popes, the ayatollahs, or the presidents, are off limits to examination. It also doesn't mean that your opinion should be taken seriously by everybody else. If, in your opinion, the moon is made of cheese, well, great, nobody's going to put you in prison for thinking or saying that, but you can't complain when your cheese moon views don't get equal time and resources devoted to explaining and teaching them as, say, the views of actual lunar scientists. Be careful not to confuse losing the argument with having your right to argue taken away. Misinterpreting questions as attacking. This really is a common one that you've probably seen or done yourself. You assert something, somebody questions it, and you get angry. It happens to the best of us, and it happens to me. Remember that if somebody criticizes your point, that isn't the same as criticizing you. Pointing out that a belief doesn't make sense or is contrary to the evidence isn't the same as saying that the person who believes it is stupid. Similarly, pointing out that a belief has some immoral implications doesn't necessarily make the person who holds that belief a monster. I had this problem a while ago. I was chatting to a girl and I started questioning her beliefs, and she got really angry because she thought that by questioning her beliefs I was calling her stupid, even though I was sincerely curious as to why she believed it. This ties nicely into what my good friend Emily over at Blink Pop Shift said in one of her first videos about the shame box. People get defensive when you question their beliefs because they're afraid of being made to look stupid. But making a mistake or having a false belief is nothing to be embarrassed about. People who have false beliefs aren't crazy or stupid any more than people who inaccurately read train timetables are lunatics or morons. Everybody believes false beliefs sometimes. When I was a kid, I believed that the frequency of my nightmares could be limited by going from the light switch to the bed as fast as possible. Everybody makes errors sometimes. It's fine. And when somebody points out that one of your beliefs is false or doesn't make sense, they're not calling you an idiot. Quantum. Quantum, 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 quantum. Quantumy, quantum, 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 quantum. Quantum, 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 quantumy, quantumy, Heisenberg, quantum, quantum, Schrödinger, quantum, quantum, quantum. Quantum, 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 quantum. Therefore, everything I'm saying is right. Appeals to authority. This comes in many forms, but one especially insidious variety is, you say X, and so says not X, and so is a well-respected professor, or scholar, or public persona. Are you, with your less impressive list of achievements, really saying that they are wrong? To which the only response you can give is, yeah, I do think they're wrong. Thanks for making me feel like an asshole for bothering to engage in the debate in the first place. This ties back to misinterpreting questions as attacking, because you can think that somebody is wrong without thinking that they're stupid or crazy or that they don't deserve their titles and plaudits. Similarly, you can disagree with what somebody says about one thing, but still think they're broadly right overall. I do occasionally disagree with people who are older and more qualified than me. Scholars, professors, experts, religious and political leaders, my parents. Heck, some of what Aristotle said in the physics is total bollocks, and he was a pretty clever dude. Another version of this is, millions of people believe X. Are you really saying that they are all wrong? To which you can only go, yeah. After all, if you're trying to find the truth, it doesn't matter how many people say something or how many doctorates or teaching positions they have. What matters is how good their reasons are. If someone is extremely qualified in a particular field, then we should probably be careful and make sure that we know exactly what they're saying before we attack it, because it might be more complex than we think it is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. Those are all the extra philosophical fails I have for you right now. If you didn't see my last top 10, then go back and check those out. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!